Hello. Ahead of the third Opening the Bean conference in Lancaster next June, I have the pleasure today to welcome Professor Patrik Zapata from the University of Gothenburg in Sweden for two questions. I'm Herve Corvellec from Lund University. Dear Patrik, you are a seasoned waste researcher with public administration as a specialty. We can find waste everywhere, in bins, of course, but along roads, on seabeds, in illegal dumps, and slag heaps around mines. Waste seems to be quite unruly. Do you think that what can actually govern it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course we can. Everything can be governed. Everyone can be governed. But the question might be who are everyone and everything in the case of waste. So mostly when we talk about waste, we talk about household waste, and that might be fine. Households throw away a lot. Companies, though, throw away more, armies even more, and construction site mines. So why don't we talk about that as much as we talk about the household waste? And going back to the household waste, why do we throw away so much? Like now it's Halloween a few weeks ago. Black Friday was recently, and that's truly black. And Christmas is coming up. We're going to buy a lot of things, wasted most of it, nearly immediately. And you could think about a little bit why. Why do we do that? And how can it be so cheap to throw away things? Or rather, I would say, how can it be so cheap to produce things to be wasted nearly directly? So I think when we talk about waste and governing waste, we should talk about all waste, and we should talk about the whole cycle, about designing it, production, logistics, buying, consuming, and not only the Waste Act, because it's the whole thing. Now it's usually the governing as such is kind of nudging. And nudging might work on individuals, a few, but companies, they don't listen to nudging, they listen to costs. So I make it cost for them, and they might change. So that will be the answer. Yeah, I think we can govern it, but then we actually have to. I mean, if it's so bad to buy things and throw it away in the nature, then stop selling it, stop producing it, stop making me buy it.
Well, that's quite a challenge. And I've even heard you that you were suggested to tackle the waste crisis once I was listening to you, that you would be ready to say, forbid recycling, no more recycling. What do you mean? In which way would stopping recycling help us to solve the waste crisis?
Well, I actually have said that. Yeah, it's the same way of reasoning as I used about the governing the waste. Because I think, we stand in an infrastructure where we're supposed to sort out things. It might be at home, in the kitchen. It might be in the street where we have one of those sorting places. It might be in the coffee room or wherever. And we trick ourselves to think, yeah, this is okay. The plastic bottle I bought just 2 minutes ago to drink my beverage is now going to be recycled and everything is fine. The planet is just going to be happy and nothing is going to be wasted. Still, we can find these bottles in the most remote islands, everywhere in the Pacific. We have these great garbage patches. Because, they're called recyclables. That's not the same thing as that they are actually being recycled. So I think we should ban everything, every recycling that is not actually happening or is not certain to happen. We can buy a lot of things or sell a lot of things by weight. Fruit, grain, juice, ketchup, shampoo, or shampoo can actually be sold in bars. But that will never happen if we don't stop with these recycling traps where we fool ourselves to think that we are actually recycling something. We're not. It's recyclable, not recycled. And these little packages, I have one of those packages here for some crappy thing. And you open it up, the paper, and inside there's a plastic thing. Why? Why do I need 2 packages for one? And it was also wrapped in plastic. I mean, stop with that. It doesn't matter if I recycle it or not. It should not be sold to me. So that's the same kind of thing that I said in the beginning.
Well, thank you very much for those comfort disturbing thoughts. I think it's very important that we have some kind of ideas coming from academia, which are sort of rocking the boat. And I think it's interesting when I hear you to speak about waste as tricks or, for example, recycling traps. I'm looking forward hearing more about those kind of things in your plenary lecture at the third Opening the Bean conference in Lancaster in June 15 to 17, 2023. There is a link below this for registration. Please do register. And Patrik, thank you so much for today and looking forward meeting you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Me too. Bye.